In the year 2030, following the devastating effects of the Great Depression of 2026, the state of California introduces a brutal survival event known as the Grand Lottery. Every lottery day, a single person is chosen at random to become the winner. However, there's a deadly catch. To truly claim the multi-million-dollar prize, the winner must survive until sunset. Anyone with a losing ticket is given the chance to hunt down and kill the winner to steal the prize for themselves. But there's one rule: no guns or bullets are allowed in the hunt. The latest winner, a tough and resourceful man, finds himself running for his life through the chaotic streets of the city. With almost everyone he encounters trying to take him down, he relies on his combat skills and quick thinking to fend off his attackers. Despite the relentless pursuit, he manages to evade capture and seeks refuge in a seemingly quiet house. Inside, he meets Grandma Tala, a seemingly kind-hearted maid who is babysitting a young child. Believing he's found a safe haven, the rugged man lets his guard down, only to be betrayed. Grandma Tala, who appears innocent, takes advantage of his vulnerability. She quickly and cunningly kills him, securing the lottery win before anyone else arrives. The whole event is broadcast live on television, with Johnny Grand hosting the show. Johnny congratulates Tala on her unexpected victory and hands her a check for $22 million, marking her as the latest winner of the deadly Grand Lottery. Katie Kim, a former child star who faded from the limelight years ago, makes her way to Los Angeles with dreams of reigniting her acting career. She's hopeful, but also unaware of the chaotic environment she's stepping into. The city is abuzz with excitement and tension over the upcoming lottery drawing, which boasts a staggering $3.6 million jackpot due to a series of rollovers without a winner. With only 18 hours left before the next drawing, the city is on edge. As Katie rides the bus through the bustling streets, she encounters a quirky old woman named Sweet Irene. Irene is friendly but somewhat mysterious, engaging Katie in conversation as they travel. During the ride, Katie also crosses paths with an obnoxious father who is berating his young daughter for failing to land a role in a movie. Frustrated by the father's harshness, Katie steps in to defend the girl, delivering a sharp reprimand to the man. However, the encounter with Sweet Irene takes an unexpected turn. While Katie is preoccupied with the situation on the bus, Sweet Irene slyly steals Katie's watch, leaving her stunned when she realizes it's gone. Katie rents a room in a shabby apartment owned by the greedy and self-serving Shadi and her equally opportunistic boyfriend, DJ. Shortly after moving in, Katie discovers that the apartment above hers is leaking sewage, which devastates her wardrobe, ruining all of her clothes. With no other options, Katie is forced to pay Shadi $40 to borrow some of her clothes for an important audition. However, the clothes Shadi lends her are anything but stylish. They are loud, gaudy, and far from what Katie would have chosen for herself. On the way to her audition, Katie strikes up a conversation with her Uber driver, who reveals that she used to work in construction and even helped install a panic room in rapper Machine Gun Kelly's house. Despite the unfortunate circumstances surrounding her wardrobe, Katie heads into the audition, which she has already paid a hefty $400 to attend. The audition turns out to be a disaster, but something unexpected happens afterward. Katie unwittingly participates in and wins the lottery. She quickly learns that she has become the target of everyone around her: fellow audition participants, members of a karate class, and even those attending a yoga session, all of whom are desperate to claim a piece of her newfound fortune. As the chaos unfolds, Katie discovers that she has just won an astronomical $3.6 billion. Her life takes an even more bizarre turn when she is approached by Noel Cassidy, a freelance lottery protection agent. Noel offers to protect Katie from the growing number of people hunting her down in exchange for 10% of her winnings. With no time to waste, Noel and Katie barely manage to escape the onslaught of her crazed fans using non-lethal means. Noel explains that a drone is tracking Katie and will broadcast her location to the world every 14 minutes, making her a moving target. However, there's a way out. Katie can officially quit the lottery by reaching the Grapevine, a location on the outskirts of the city. Katie, however, remains skeptical of Noel's intentions. She knows that Noel stands to gain nothing if she quits the lottery and fears that he might have ulterior motives to prevent her from reaching the Grapevine. As she contemplates her next move, Katie realizes that even the police who should be protecting her are now part of the mob trying to kill her. With no one left to trust, Katie flees on foot and finds temporary refuge with a kind-hearted security guard who hides her inside a wax museum. Unfortunately, Katie's safety is short-lived. A phone call from Shadi reveals her hiding spot, and soon Shadi and DJ arrive at the museum, intent on capturing Katie themselves. A violent confrontation ensues, but Katie manages to escape once again, thanks to a timely rescue by Noel. Together they make a daring getaway, but their troubles are far from over. Shoddy, DJ, and even a sightseeing bus full of tourists join in the pursuit, determined to claim the massive bounty on Katie's head. Katie and Noel arrive at the extravagant mansion of MGK, also known as Machine Gun Kelly, with a clear plan in mind. Upon entering, they swiftly take control of the situation, making their way to the panic room. Without hesitation, they incapacitate MGK by shooting him with tranquilizer darts, rendering him unconscious. As they secure the area, Noel reassures Katie, emphasizing his genuine commitment to protecting her. He expresses that despite everything, he is fundamentally a good person, driven by a desire to do what's right. However, the situation quickly escalates when Shoddy, a dangerous and manipulative figure, forces MGK to surrender the passcode to the panic room. With the security of their hideout compromised, Noel is left with no choice but to reach out to the Lewis Protection Agency LPA for assistance. As the mob outside prepares to storm the mansion, the LPA intervenes just in time, deploying advanced technology to disrupt the mob's communications. The mob members' phones begin to explode, causing chaos as they catch fire, forcing the attackers to retreat in panic. Amidst the chaos, Shoddy suffers a severe burn on her face, and DJ, another member of the mob, sustains an injury to his hand. Seizing the opportunity, Agent Hyatt arrives on the scene and swiftly transports Katie and Noel to safety. The trio then heads to the LPA's cutting-edge facility, where Katie is introduced to Lewis, the agency's formidable leader. Lewis agrees to offer Katie protection but demands 30% of the prize money in return. Katie, however, is not one to back down easily. She confronts Lewis, arguing that Noel has been her protector long before the LPA became involved, and insists that a portion of the commission owed to the LPA should instead go to Noel. Lewis reluctantly agrees, assigning 30% of the cut to Noel. As they discuss the terms, Noel reveals a dark chapter from his past. He confesses that he and Lewis were once part of an elite team of mercenaries. However, during a critical mission, Noel realized that they were being manipulated into targeting innocent civilians rather than legitimate threats. Unable to continue participating in such atrocities, Noel abandoned the mission. In his absence, Lewis led the remaining team members into a deadly raid, but he was the only one to survive. Haunted by the loss of his comrades, Noel has since dedicated his earnings from protection work to support the families of those who perished. Katie, in turn, shares her own story. She reveals that she was a successful child actor, with her father serving as her manager. However, everything changed when she turned 18. Determined to take control of her finances, she informed her father that she would manage her own money moving forward. The next morning, she discovered that her father had disappeared, taking all of her savings with him. To make matters worse, her mother soon fell ill, forcing Katie to quit acting to care for her. Despite the hardships, she has managed to survive, but the betrayal still lingers. As a final precaution, the LPA provides Katie with an elaborate prosthetic disguise to conceal her identity. However, as she prepares to be transported to a secure location, Noel grows suspicious of the LPA's true intentions. He begins to suspect that the agency has been murdering its clients, keeping their winnings for themselves. It argues that the 30% commission Lewis charges is insufficient to fund an operation as extensive as the LPA's. His suspicions are confirmed when Lewis insists on separating Katie from Noel during the transport to the safe house. Realizing the danger, Noel makes a bold decision. He allows a crowd of what appears to be fans into the facility, creating a distraction that allows Katie to escape on her own. However, as he makes his way out, he is captured by Lewis, revealing that his suspicions were correct all along. Before Katie can reach the grapevine, she receives a phone call from Lewis, who coldly threatens to kill Noel unless she surrenders herself to him. The urgency of the situation becomes clear as Lewis, displaying no remorse, takes Noel to an abandoned theater. There he reveals the dark truth behind their recent mission. Lewis confesses that he murdered their fellow mercenaries to keep the gold they had found for himself. He admits that the family they had killed during the raid was merely guarding the gold for a group of mobsters, and there was no real threat to them during the operation. Once Lewis had secured the gold, he decided to eliminate his comrades to avoid sharing the wealth, using the money to establish and grow his business empire. When Katie arrives at the theater, she confronts Lewis and uses a desperate but clever strategy to save Noel. She threatens to end her own life and forfeit the jackpot, all while live streaming the situation on her phone. The live stream, which attracts the attention of her numerous fans, adds pressure on Lewis. With her fan base watching, Katie and Noel engage in a fierce battle against the mob and the LPA. Eventually, they find themselves cornered by Lewis high above the stage. In a tense showdown, Katie manages to turn the tables on Lewis by using his own grenades against him, killing him in the process. However, as the grenades explode, Katie falls from the scaffolding. Just when it seemed she might meet a tragic end, a crowd of her genuine fans would come to her aid, catches her, saving her life. This happens just as the lottery deadline expires, marking the end of their ordeal. Katie and Noel, now safe, celebrate their hard-won victory. 6 months later, the impact of their experience is evident. Katie and Noel have wisely invested her prize money into a range of businesses and nonprofits, with one of their most notable ventures being a protection agency that offers free security services to lottery winners. This agency is a direct response to the dangers they faced. The mid-credit scenes provide a glimpse into their new lives. The duo has purchased a luxurious super yacht, signifying how much their financial situation has improved, although they humorously acknowledge how money has changed them. Meanwhile, MGK is seen ordering an upgraded panic room and more darts, preparing for any future threats. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our latest content. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment down below, and make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from us.